Hi everyone, welcome to Netgate Chemistry. So in the previous video of coordination chemistry, we studied about the formation of icosahedron complexes and also the calculation of CFSE in case of tetrahedral complexes. So today the topic which we are going to study is CFSE in case of octahedral complexes. So we have already studied about the splitting in case of octahedral complexes, and by now we know that the 5d orbitals they split like this in case of octahedral complexes. Suppose these are the 5d orbitals. After the excitation, initially 5d orbitals were here. When the ligand started approaching them, the excitation of these 5d orbitals took place. After that, after secondary interaction, what happens? This splitting takes place, and after the splitting, these three set of orbitals are called as T2G and these two are called as EG orbitals. This we know so far. So if we consider this line to be the barycenter, then these orbitals are going to contribute minus 0.4 del O to the CFSE, and these orbitals, each orbital is going to contribute plus 0.6 del O to the CFSE, right? So one by one we are going to study each of the cases. So first, if we look at the D1 system, before that we have already studied how to do the filling of electrons and what are high spin and low spin complexes, that we have already done. So right now here we are only going to study how to calculate the CFSE in case of different D1, D2, D3, D4 high spin, D4 low spin, etc. these kind of systems, right? So first we are going to deal with the D1 system. For D1 system, we are going to have the configuration T2G1, right? Electron will go here. If there is one electron will go here. So the configuration will be T2G1 EG0. If we want to calculate CFSE for this, then it will be, C contribution of each orbital is minus 0.4 del O. So it will be minus 0.4 multiplied by number of electrons, that is 1, okay, del O. So that will be minus 0.4 del O. This is for the case of D1 system. If we have D2 system, then configuration will be T2G 2 EG0. Second electron will be here, right? For that, if we want to calculate CFSE, then that will be minus 0.4 multiplied by number of electrons present in T2G orbitals, that is 2 del O. So it will be minus 0.8 del O. For D3 system, configuration will be T2G 3 EG0. So in this case, CFSE will be minus 0.4 multiplied by 3 del O. So it comes out to be minus 1.2 del O. Now if we go for D4 system, then D4 system could be high spin or low spin, that we have already studied. So first we are going to deal with the D4 high spin complexes. If we have D4 high spin complex, then configuration is going to be T2G 3 EG1. In case of high spin complexes, pairing does not take place. The electron goes to the EG orbital first, right? So the fourth electron, instead of pairing, will go to the EG orbital, and if we want to calculate the CFSE, then it will be minus 0.4 multiplied by number of electrons present in T2G orbital, that is 3, plus 0.6 multiplied by number of electrons present in EG orbital, that is 1. So after calculation, what you will get is minus 1.2, okay, this whole multiplied by del O. So minus 0.4 into 3 is minus 1.2 plus 0.6 del O. So it comes out to be minus 0.6 del O. So for D4 low spin system, the configuration will be T2G 4 Eg0. Here pairing will take place. So in this case CFSE will come out to be minus 0.4 multiplied by number of electrons present in T2G orbital, that is 4, into del O plus 1p. This is the pairing energy. If you consider the D4 system, suppose these are the orbitals in splitted state in case of octahedral complexes. If I'm talking about the D4 high spin complexes, then electrons will be present like this, right? So what happens, 3 electrons are filled like this. After that, what happens, for 1 electron to go in this orbital, we have to supply some kind of an energy because both are negative species. So what happens, we have to give some amount of energy called as pairing energy. So that energy is considered here. So because only one pairing has taken place, so that's why 1p. So for D4 system low spin, the CFSE will be minus 1.6 del O plus 1p, right? So this was the major concept. So in general, for DN system, if you want to calculate CFSE, what you have to do is minus 0.6 into number of electrons present in T2G orbital plus minus 0.4 into number of electrons present in T2G orbital plus 0.6 into number of electrons present in EG orbital plus if there has been any pairing, so xp. This is for pairing, okay? Number of pairings, you can say the number of pairings, that will be x, and p is the pairing energy. So this is how you are going to calculate the CFSE in case of octahedral complexes. What you have to remember is that whenever you are going to form low spin complexes, mostly or generally you can say in case of low spin complexes, what happens, pairing takes place and the number of pairings will be considered here and P will be called as pairing energy, okay? Because for electron to get paired, we have to supply some amount of energy. That energy is called as the pairing energy, that we have to consider while calculating the CFSE in case of octahedral complexes. So this is all about the calculation of CFSE in case of octahedral complexes. The next topic which we are going to study is all about the isomerism. We are just going to study what is isomerism and the classification of it, and remaining will continue in the next video. So now we are going to start with the isomerism. So now starting with the topic of isomerism, first we'll define the isomers. So isomers are the compounds which are going to have same chemical composition or you can say same molecular formula but different structures. Okay, so the compounds having same chemical composition or you can say the molecular formula but having different structures are called as isomers, and this property of isomers of showing different structures instead of having same molecular formula is known as isomerism. So two or more compounds can have same molecular formula but can have different structure, and that property is called as isomerism, and those compounds or chemical species are known as isomers. So broadly, if we divide the category, so there are two types of isomerism. First is structural, also called as constitutional isomerism. And second is stereo isomerism. These are the two major categories. Okay. In case of structural or constitutional isomerism, what happens is that the structures are going to have same molecular formula, but different bond linkages. This is about the structural or constitutional isomerism, that is, compounds are going to have same molecular formula but they will have different bond linkages. And in case of stereoisomerism, compounds will be having same molecular formula but different orientation of the groups attached. You can say different orientations, right? So this is a basic difference between structural and stereoisomerism. Here different bond linkages will be there and here different orientations will be there. So structural isomerism is also having some of the other types. First is ionization isomerism. Second, hydration isomerism. Third is linkage isomerism. Fourth is coordination isomerism. And fifth is coordination position isomerism. So this is the classification of structural isomerism, and stereoisomerism is further of two types, that is geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. So this is the major broad categorization of isomers. So basically compounds having same chemical composition and different structures are called as isomer, and this property of isomers is called as isomerism. It is further divided into two categories, which is structural and stereoisomerism. These are the categories of different classifications of structural isomerism, and these are the two classifications of stereoisomers. In the next video we are going to quickly cover these 5 types of isomerism, which are not too much important, but the important isomers to study are these two types of isomers, that is geometrical and optical isomerism. We'll try to cover these 5 isomerisms in one video, that will be the next video, and remaining these two will take some longer time. So I think so far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.